First Book Institute was inspired by a simple question. Where do scholars go in their early career to transform their dissertation into a first-rate book?
This is a first of its kind institute that probably has been a long time coming and is especially appropriate at this moment.
The First Book Institute, right? None of us have done this before. And even though we may teach writing and think about it a lot, we haven't done this, and it's just a very, it can be a steep learning curve.
You know, it's as if when you're writing the dissertation, you hike all the way to the bottom of a canyon and you haul up on the backs of donkeys, you haul up this giant boulder. And then when you get to the top, this is the process of writing a book, everybody else goes away and they say, now carve it into a statue.
I think the participants, I hope, are taking away a sense of a broader community and a larger conversation in which they're participating.
We were faced with the daunting task of selecting from well over 100 applicants, all of them excellent in their own right, only 8 participants.
Well, I'm in my first year as junior faculty and really thinking about how I want to transform my project.
And this just seemed kind of like a totally amazing opportunity to actually kind of have a week to kind of think through both the kind of the practical and the kind of intellectual stakes of the book.
Gave us like a clarion call at the right time.
We have a series of specific workshops for participants themselves in which Institute faculty and FBI participants read and critique one another's work.
I've seen people's works transformed for the better in the matter of a couple hours.
It's been helpful in a lot of different ways. In terms of my own work, I've gotten some fantastic feedback and suggestions for revision.
And it's been like really a serious, productive, intellectual space, more than I've had at any conference or in any other context.
It was an amazing opportunity to get feedback from actual people, scholars that I know, that I trust, whose work I've read and love.
When Priscilla and I conceived of the First Book Institute, we envisioned that we would put together an institute that would help young scholars, individually and collectively, with that very, very daunting task of transforming a dissertation into a first book. What we never really fully appreciated or expected was that the institute would do so much more for participants than that.
It's wonderful for people to make the contacts with other people who are in their field whom they don't know, to be able to share work together, which forges certain kinds of bonds.
I think we're starting to make connections among the group and feel like these might be ongoing working relationships.
And I think we plan to stay in touch and collaborate and seek each other out at conferences.
And I hope that we'll all write better books too, so.
First Book Institute's impact, it ripples well beyond the Institute itself. These young scholars are going out in the world sharing the good news about the First Book Institute.
By making the book, right, not just the thing you need to get tenure, and not only a purely abstract set of ideas, but kind of thinking about it kind of right at the intersection of those two things, it seems to me invaluable.
You're not only impacting individuals and helping them in terms of their careers, but also helping to create community in the profession, and also, again, helping to make the knowledge that we go on to produce that much richer, that much more interesting, and able to reach that many more audiences.
And we're gonna go talk to other people and share what's happened here. So it's not just us 8, we're gonna go out and keep talking to people. And so even if the impact will even spread, I think, beyond the 8 who are here.
And this is the magical thing that I think happened this week, that one really begins to see how there is a generational conversation emerging, and to take hold of that and to work together to figure out pedagogically, as well as in scholarly terms, what exactly that conversation is and is going to be.
Priscilla and I are so eager to get that second round of applications from scholars, young scholars, who really, really want to be part of a community of like-minded young scholars who want to help one another to produce the very finest work in American literary studies, so that they individually but collectively as a community can help us write and teach about American literary topics in ways that sort of set us forward in the new millennium.